What's good, y'all? Today we are watching broke actresses have started doing this on OnlyFans. Holy, what a title. They got me. You got me hooked. Hook, line, sinker. And then you got Bernie Mac in the first frame of the you feel me? Of the video. You got me. I'm hooked. I'm watching this thing from beginning to end. You're good job. You did it. Now, talking about this situation, I feel like it's kind of messed up calling, people that are actresses or were actresses or actors, um, you know, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Like, it doesn't even matter how long ago it was. It gets to a point where it's hard calling them broke. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, they're a regular person. You know what I mean? Like, if I was in a movie 5 years ago and the movie was super big, but I just never fell into the industry in a way where I was able to keep up my funds at the end of the day, I'm just a regular person that was in a movie. You know what I mean? So I hate calling them broke because of the fact that, they were on, then they were off, and that's just how life is at the end of the day, especially in this economy. In this economy, everybody broke. I don't know what's going on right now. Maybe I'm just speaking for myself. But anyway, let's get into the video, man.
From 2001 to 2006, The Bernie Mac Show was a hit in Black America. And
That's
it
facts.
largely followed his comedy routine of taking in some kids from his drug-addicted sister, which actually became a show.
Bro, really the definition of unk. Bro is unk for real. Bernie Mac is the reason we even saying unk right now. Bernie Mac was a legend, bro. Yo, rest in peace, Bernie Mac, bro.
And out of the three children that he took in, we're going to deal with two of those characters today. One of them is Vanessa, or also known as Nessa Tompkins, and Brianna, Baby Girl Tompkins. Now, Vanessa, Nessa Tompkins, as we know her today, is Camille Winbush in real life. And Camille Winbush enjoyed early success, as many childhood actors do. However, after this show, she found a hard time getting on and getting back into the industry. And it got...
Yeah, this is something where she don't even... I guess she like kind of does. But certain characters, like, you're like a kid, like actress or actor, and you still look like how you looked when you were a kid. Not in the sense of like actually look how you look, but you can look at you and then you could look at that person and it's like immediately you're like, oh, this is the same person. In her specific case, I don't know if I would connect that it's the same person. You know what I mean? And also that show came out in a time where it was a lot harder to hold on to your clout. Let's just leave it at that. Because right now you got an Instagram, you go in a TV show, now your Instagram, you got 3 million followers, and it's like, okay, you ain't falling off. But back then, that was not the case.
so bad that she went on OnlyFans.
Oh, those
That's
Bernie Mac
tough.
checks must have dried up, or like from a job 20 years ago when I was a 12-year-old.
Facts.
Yeah, like duh.
Because we think the residuals are still coming through though.
I mean, they do, but
It's not.
we weren't. I wasn't. Listen, if I was on Friends making $1 million an episode, yes, those residual checks would still be very nice. But as time goes on, they get smaller and smaller every year. You're not making the same amount that you were when the show was current per episode.
That's facts.
So, as someone who was just a kid, don't get me wrong, still making good money, but 20 years later, those checks are not sustainable for a living. And with the industry being as fickle as it is, you can't count on any job to last or even to book a job. So over the years, I have done regular 9 to 5s.
Camille Winbush made, I think, $900,000 her first week or first month on OnlyFans. And of course, she basically got criticized because so much of the content was so sexually provocative. Remember, a lot of folks,
That's the reason you started OnlyFans. I'm not gonna lie, it's sexually provocative. You feel me? And the fact that she started it, she made $1 million her first month. Niggas need to lock in. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna keep it straightforward. Niggas need to lock in. Like in her specific case, I'm happy for her. I'm not gonna lie, I'm happy for her. I want her to get her bag. The show Bernie Mac, legendary. So for her in particular, go off, get your coin. You feel me? But $1 million your first month, bro. Y'all really buying the OnlyFans first drop? First drop, y'all buying the OnlyFans? They're not posting anything on the OnlyFans first drop. Let's keep it a stack. Let's keep it a stack. No girls coming straight into OnlyFans and dropping crazy. You feel me? She, first pick, first vid, she not dropping crazy, bro. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense, bro. Wait, give it a month. Give it 2 months. You feel me? You gotta let her ease into it. You gotta let her get used. You gotta let her get used to the fans, to the OnlyFans. Y'all gotta chill, bro. To this day, I can tell y'all I ain't never buy no OnlyFans, bro. I ain't never buy no OnlyFans. Okay, I'm capping, cause I talked to a couple girls that did OnlyFans, and they was telling me that they wasn't posting no crazy stuff, and I bought it to make sure. Turns out, every time they was posting crazy stuff. Let's get back into the video, bro.
Want to idealize her as that little girl on the show. Not to mention that little girl is now an adult woman and has real-time bills. That was also the case for Brianna Baby Girl Tompkins,
That's tough.
who became a single mother herself,
That's
also
tough.
known as Dee Davis. And of course, we have now found out the same thing about her. She is now on OnlyFans.
Dee Davis, known for her role as Baby Girl or Brianna.
See, I don't like this. I don't like this at all, bro. I don't like this at all, bro. She was a kid. No.
On the Bernie Mac show, has recently gained attention for her presence on OF. In interviews, she has discussed her decision to join the platform, emphasizing that it was a personal choice and not an influence from her co-star Camille Winbush, known as Vanessa.
Okay, so she started hers first, made $1 million first month, and then the other one was like, she made $1 million. I'ma do it too, which is respectable. I'll drop an OnlyFans tomorrow if I thought I would make $1 million first month, and y'all think I'm lying. I ain't. So I get it.
Vanessa on the show, who also has an OF account. Davis stated that she wanted to share her life and experiences, particularly as a mother, and not just what is visible on social media. On her OF profile, she identifies as a big girl now and clarifies that her content does not include nudity, focusing instead on her life and motherhood. This move has sparked discussions about the platform as a viable source of income, with Davis expressing support for others pursuing similar ventures.
Now, not only does Dee Davis have one child, she has two, and she's only 28. And unlike Camille Winbush, she doesn't have sexually provocative content like nude, but she is on there showing the clappers, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so she posted nude. She posted nude. It seems like, based off what he just said. The other one isn't. So she probably ain't make $1 million first month. But she might have made a couple $100,000. She might have made a couple, even just a couple tens of thousands. That's a lot of bread.
And people are concerned, like, why are these women on OnlyFans and not in the industry? Well, it could be a number of reasons. First of all, let's look at the opportunities that are there. And this is true for most women. Having a family in your life that's able to be there and support you could take you a long way in the industry. Let's look at Keke Palmer's family. Keke Palmer was an early childhood star. She got onto Nickelodeon and other big networks, but she also had a mother that was largely managing her life and career, and she was able to take her early success onto the larger industries and still doing well. This is not the case for a lot of people. And so when you can't get back into the industry and that's what you've known to do, you got to support yourself. But it's not only just them. This is going to be a whole lot of women. And I'm not making this up to like make fun of ladies, because to be honest, it's sad. Most of you guys who remember what happened during COVID, we saw so many women going to OnlyFans, basically clapping the cheeks up, and well, some of us, not me, were on there buying videos, but I don't do that.
Stop the cap.
But this brings out a larger issue. A lot of women just don't have a lot of protection. And this is not me trying to simp or anything like that. It's just the truth. A lot of women just don't have help, okay? No matter what they say, no matter what they post, a lot of women are actually the breadwinners for their family. This is crazy. When I was in college, I was meeting so many women from the Black community who their mother was a single mom, and they were trying to go to school not only to support themselves, but to support their mother. Now imagine being a woman like that,
which is a beautiful thing, right? I don't know. In my last video, I was talking about there's a lot of women out there that they don't understand what a dollar is. They don't understand what it is to need to make money to survive. And just a lot of people in general, not just women. But, you know, it's harder when you, like this scenario, you need to make money to survive and also to help your family. That's why Black women are some of the most educated women in, you know, out of all the races. You feel me? And the reason for that is they know that they need to provide for their family and help their family and things of that nature, when different scenarios where people don't need to do that. And that's the reason Black women are some of the most educated women, you know, in the country right now, which is a beautiful thing. Let's
wants
continue.
to get married and wants to have a house, but your mind is, I gotta go to school and make it for my family. This is very true here in Kampala, Uganda. There's some women that come from the village with the expectations that they need to come to the main city of Kampala and make money, not only to support themselves, but to send back money home to their parents. And I know a couple of ladies, believe it or not, one lady in particular who is making thousands and thousands of dollars on a site similar to OnlyFans. And when I tell you, she is clapping it up, all right? She used to be on one of my Pan-African dating shows, and she makes so much money, but she sends her family so much money. She's not even in the country. She is taking care of, you guessed it, her dad. All right, not even really her mom, her dad. And her dad is like, oh, this is great. Like, my daughter is bouncing her booty cheeks and she's taking care of me. Meanwhile, she be sending the money back to the dad to invest in businesses. And guess what? The dad is losing the money. And ultimately, this is going to be something that many ladies will try to find out if they can do it. Because with less opportunities out there, and as you know, Generation Z and then the next generation, they're gonna have it the hardest. When I was coming up, it was still hard, don't get me wrong, but it was easier in my grandpa's day. When my granddad moved to Sacramento, after coming from Oakland, they bought their house for like $5,000. I believe the house was...
That's facts as well, though. It's become so much harder just to survive. Everything has gone up so much that it's like, even becoming more educated, I don't know if that counteracts the economy going to shit. So who knows?
Was bought there in 1958. That house now is worth like $400,000, all right, in Del Paso Heights. And he was making roughly around $3,000 or $4,000 a year. That was easy to pay off, okay? $100,000 a year salary in 2000 is worth $185,000 today, okay? $713 today. That means if you're making $100,000 a year, even with the education and the good job, you most likely can't pay your bills if you're living in a city like New York or Los Angeles or Miami. So guess what? You need to get some more money. What do you need to do? Oh, the clap sounds. You might have to clap it up on OnlyFans if you have those assets. And here's the issue with that. Not only do some of the ladies have to clap it up on OnlyFans, there are so many other people who's willing to do even more egregious things to bounce their cheeks to get ahead. And a lot of these women are doing this because they're not married, they don't have any family, they are probably the breadwinners. In the worst situation, they have a child or more, and they have to try to maintain in an expensive city. If this is happening to women who were in an industry that could have made them millions, what about a person that did not have these same opportunities? And this has led me to believe this. Number one, life is always about people. I've been saying it a lot lately, and I know that living in America, it's all about you. It's all about getting, this and that together. It's all about getting on the grind and no sleep and team no sleep. But you know what? I have a different approach to that because no matter what the inflation is, you need people, right? You need to be able to be valuable to people in your community. You have to be forming relationships and have to be building those things more now than ever, right? We have to depend on each other's talent more now than ever before. When I went to college in the early 2000s, it was a lot of opportunity still, to buy a house and do very well in Sacramento. Those days are gone. The new generation don't have those opportunities anymore. For an example, my brother went to Texas, and he was about to buy 2 homes at that time for $100,000. All right. This was like in the early 2000s. Those homes are worth 3 to 4 times the amount now. And it's completely ridiculous. And the pay really hasn't went up that much. You know what I'm saying? So guys, now we have to start really adding more value to each other more now than ever, or risk having to do certain things that you might not want to do to get ahead, especially the women. OnlyFans might be a way that they may happen. And if it is happening to people that had money and had access to money, it could happen to other women. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk.
He's spitting. Cause, I feel like OnlyFans is terrible for every aspect of the world. But I get why they're doing it. I really get why they're doing it. If I could make $1 million in a month, and I just have to allude that I'm posting crazy stuff on OnlyFans when I'm probably really not, at some point, the initial people jumping in are gonna fall off because they're gonna be like, oh, she ain't really posting nothing for real. But first month, make $1 million, and then from there, I feel like it only gets worse for women because, dang, you just made $1 million first month. Now it's like second month you make only 100, third month you make 50. It's like people falling off like crazy. So now you got to start posting crazier and crazier stuff to keep people staying. And that's where they spiral into posting some real wild shit, bro. Life don't slow down for nobody. Life don't go easy on nobody. Unless you born into a billionaire family or a millionaire family, that life might go easy for you. But for the most part, life ain't going easy on you. It don't matter who you are. So everyone's dealing with their own challenges. And if she got to a point where like next month I need to pay these bills and there's nothing I can do to get the money that I need to pay for my home, and she's like, I could probably drop an OnlyFans and make 10 bands. I'm happy for her, honestly. For all the dudes that bought the OnlyFans, lock in. I'm not even mad at her for hitting y'all over the dome. Cause why are you buying? Stop buying OnlyFans, bro. I'm gonna keep preaching this, bro. Stop buying OnlyFans. Don't buy no OnlyFans, bro. Anyway, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, all that other shit, and I love you. Peace.